Welcome back to our channel, Coin Collectors. Today we're diving into the world of rare Washington quarters, one of America's most iconic coins. Did you know that some quarters, even ones that look ordinary, can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars? From limited mintages to unique minting errors, we'll show you which coins to look for and how to spot these valuable pieces. Stay tuned because by the end of this video you might just discover that the quarter in your pocket is a hidden treasure. Let's get started. First up, the 1965 Washington quarter was minted during a pivotal time in U.S. coinage history. Unlike quarters minted before 1965, this particular series does not contain any silver. Prior to 1965, Washington quarters were composed of 90% silver and 10% copper. However, due to rising silver prices, the U.S. Mint transitioned to a clad composition of copper and nickel, making the 1965 quarters the first in circulation with this new metal blend. This marked a major change in U.S. coinage and set the stage for modern quarters as we know them today. A distinctive feature of the 1965 Washington quarter is the absence of a mint mark. During this year, the U.S. Mint decided not to include mint marks on coins, a policy that lasted through 1967. This was intended to simplify production and manage coin shortages across the country. So, if you come across a 1965 quarter, it will always appear without a mint mark, and collectors often refer to it simply as the no mint mark variety. In uncirculated condition, a 1965 Washington quarter is highly desirable among collectors. Uncirculated coins are those that have never been used in everyday transactions, preserving all of the original mint luster and fine details. These coins often exhibit sharp relief on George Washington's portrait, crisp lettering, and a smooth, reflective surface on the reverse. Coins in this condition can command higher prices compared to circulated examples, which may show wear, scratches, or faded details. Talking about value, the market for a 1965 Washington quarter in uncirculated condition can vary depending on its grade. For coins graded MS-60 to MS-63, prices typically range from $5 to $15. Higher grade examples, such as MS-65 and above, can fetch between $20 to $50 or more. While these values might seem modest compared to older silver quarters, the rarity of finding a coin in pristine uncirculated condition adds significant collectible appeal. Coins with exceptional eye appeal or certified by major grading services like PCGS or NGC can achieve even higher prices. Beyond market value, the 1965 quarter holds historical significance. The coin features the familiar profile of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan in 1932 to commemorate the bicentennial of Washington's birth. The reverse depicts a bald eagle with outstretched wings perched on a bundle of arrows, symbolizing strength and readiness, above two olive branches representing peace. This iconic design remained virtually unchanged for decades and became a symbol of continuity and heritage in American coinage. Collectors are often intrigued by the transition period between silver and clad coins. The 1965 quarter represents a clear line between the old and new eras. While it lacks silver content, its copper-nickel clad composition ensures durability and resistance to wear. This makes it ideal for both everyday use and long-term collection. Numismatists often compare 1965 quarters with earlier silver issues to appreciate the differences in weight, color, and strike quality, adding another layer of interest for collectors. Another interesting aspect of this coin is its role in the broader story of U.S. monetary policy. The removal of silver from quarters in 1965 was a direct response to the rising cost of silver and the potential hoarding of precious metal coins. This change reflects a fascinating intersection between economics, politics, and numismatics, showing how even small coins can tell big stories about American history. If you're looking to add a 1965 Washington quarter to your collection, it's important to focus on condition and authenticity. Uncirculated coins are relatively easy to identify due to their original luster and crisp details. However, grading can be subtle, and it's always a good idea to consult reputable sources or have your coin professionally graded to ensure its value is accurately recognized in the market. Certified coins often sell for premiums and are easier to trade with other collectors. In conclusion, the 1965 Washington quarter without a mint mark is much more than just a small piece of metal. It represents a historical turning point in U.S. coinage, a milestone in the story of George Washington's enduring legacy, and a collectible with real market value for enthusiasts today. Whether you're looking to start your first coin collection or expand an existing one, this quarter is a small but meaningful piece of American history that continues to capture the imagination of collectors around the world. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on more rare coin videos. Next up. The Washington Quarter, first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, has remained a staple in U.S. coinage. Among its many issues, the 1972 Washington Quarter, struck without a mint mark, stands out as a notable collectible for coin enthusiasts. Although not as rare as some earlier issues, its old condition and historical context make it an appealing addition to any coin collection. This 1972 Washington Quarter was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, indicated by the absence of a mint mark. Coins without mint marks during this period were primarily struck for general circulation, which makes high-grade examples more unusual and sought after among collectors today. The lack of a mint mark doesn't detract from its historical significance. Rather, it highlights the widespread circulation and everyday use of these coins during the early 1970s. The design of the Washington Quarter remains iconic. On the obverse, it features a profile portrait of George Washington, sculpted by John Flanagan. This design has endured for decades due to its simplicity, dignity, and instant recognition. On the reverse, the coin displays a heraldic eagle with outstretched wings perched on a bundle of arrows, with two olive branches beneath. This imagery symbolizes both strength and peace, resonating with the values of the United States during the era. Collectors often pay close attention to the coin's condition, which significantly affects its value. For a 1972 Washington Quarter in old but well-preserved condition, factors like minimal wear, intact details on Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers, and a clear date play an essential role in determining market price. Even though millions were minted, coins showing these characteristics can command higher prices than their more worn counterparts. In terms of market value, a circulated 1972 Washington Quarter without a mint mark in old condition typically ranges between $1 to $5, depending on the exact level of wear and eye appeal. Coins in better condition, such as those with very fine details or even uncirculated examples, can fetch $10 to $50 or more, especially when certified by grading services like PCGS or NGC. These prices make the coin an affordable yet attractive collectible for new and seasoned collectors alike. The 1970s were an interesting period for U.S. coinage. The Washington Quarter remained 90% silver only until 1964, and by 1972, it was composed of a copper-nickel clad, reflecting changes in the U.S. monetary system. This composition shift makes 1972 quarters less valuable for their metal content but more interesting as historical artifacts of a transitional period in U.S. coinage. For those interested in collecting, finding a 1972 Washington Quarter without a mint mark in good old condition is a rewarding experience. These coins often appear in pocket change, coin rolls, or estate collections. Collectors are advised to examine details like sharpness of the lettering, date visibility, and absence of scratches or corrosion when assessing value. Even slight imperfections can affect price, so careful handling and proper storage are essential. The coin also carries historical significance beyond its monetary value. As a piece of everyday currency, it circulated during the Nixon administration, a time marked by social and political change in the United States. Owning such a coin connects collectors to this period, offering a tangible link to the past. It's more than just metal, it's a witness to decades of American life and culture. Many collectors enjoy grouping 1972 Washington Quarters by mint marks and conditions to complete a collection. A 1972 coin without a mint mark is a key piece for those focusing on Philadelphia issues. Collecting these coins provides insight into production numbers, mint practices, and design variations, enriching the overall understanding of U.S. coinage history. In conclusion, the 1972 Washington quarter without a mint mark is an accessible, historically rich coin that continues to capture the interest of collectors worldwide. Its enduring design, connection to a pivotal era in U.S. history, and collectible potential make it a fascinating coin to own. Whether you are a beginner or a seasoned numismatist, adding this coin to your collection offers both aesthetic appeal and historical value, bridging the past with the present. Next up. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first President of the United States. Designed by John Flanagan, the quarter features a dignified profile of Washington on the obverse and an eagle with outstretched wings on the reverse. The 1974 issue continued this long-standing tradition, showcasing Flanagan classic design while being minted during an era of significant change in U.S. coinage. Specifically, the 1974 D quarter was minted in Denver, as indicated by the D mint mark found just below the wreath on the reverse side. In total, over 227 million coins were struck at the Denver Mint that year. While this is a relatively high mintage, finding a 1974 D quarter in good condition today is more challenging than it might appear. Many coins from circulation show wear, making those preserved in better condition a more attractive option for collectors. In terms of physical specifications, the 1974 D quarter maintains the classic Washington quarter dimensions. It measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter, weighs 5.67 grams, and is composed of a copper-nickel clad, a combination that replaced the silver quarters prior to 1965. The copper-nickel alloy gives the coin its durable yet collectible appeal, allowing it to withstand decades of handling while retaining its original design details when properly cared for. The history behind the 1974 D quarter is particularly interesting. The early 1970s in the United States were a time of economic adjustment and rising interest in coin collecting. The Washington quarter, already familiar to every American, became a sought-after collectible for those wanting to build complete date and mint mark sets. While the coin may not be rare in the sense of extremely limited production, high-grade examples have steadily grown in value over the years due to wear and natural attrition from circulation. Collectors today often look for quarters with minimal wear, sharp details on Washington's profile, and clearly defined letters and mint marks. Coins graded as good show some circulation marks but retain their overall design integrity, making them a desirable option for both entry-level collectors and those seeking to complete their 1970s Washington quarter sets. The 1974 D is a perfect example of a coin that bridges accessibility and collectible value. When it comes to current market value, a 1974 D Washington quarter in good condition typically ranges from 50 cents to $2, depending on specific grading, luster, and eye appeal. Higher grade examples, particularly those graded by professional services such as PCGS or NGC, can fetch significantly more. The coin's value is influenced not only by its condition but also by the collector demand, which remains strong among Washington quarter enthusiasts. For collectors looking to start or expand their collection, the 1974 D quarter offers a tangible connection to American history. Its classic design, reliable composition, and mid-20th century context make it a piece worth holding onto. Many collectors enjoy pairing it with other quarters from the 1970s to observe subtle design differences and minting variations, which can make assembling a full set both challenging and rewarding. Beyond its numismatic appeal, the 1974 D Washington quarter serves as a symbol of American culture during the 1970s. Coins like this circulated in daily life, exchanged in countless transactions, and witnessed significant historical events from Watergate to the end of the Vietnam War. Owning a coin from this era allows collectors to literally hold a piece of history in their hands, giving a tangible connection to a past generation. In conclusion, the 1974 D Washington quarter is more than just a coin. It's a collectible artifact with historical significance, aesthetic charm, and modest market value that can grow over time. Whether you're a beginner aiming to complete a 1970s quarter set or an experienced collector seeking high-grade examples, this coin is a valuable addition to any collection. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1974 D quarter, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and join us for more fascinating insights into America's coin history. Next up, the Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to honor George Washington, the first president of the United States, on the 200th anniversary of his birth. By 1987, the quarter had been in circulation for more than 5 decades, featuring the classic profile of Washington on the obverse and the traditional eagle design on the reverse. The 1987 coin represents a period when the United States Mint was producing coins in large quantities to meet the growing demand of everyday transactions. While it was a common coin for everyday use, collectors today see value in the coin's condition and mint mark. On the obverse of the 1987 Washington quarter, you'll find the familiar left-facing portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. Surrounding the portrait are the inscriptions "Liberty" at the top and "In God We Trust" on the left side, with the year 1987 displayed at the bottom. The reverse features a heraldic eagle with outstretched wings clutching arrows, a design that symbolizes strength and vigilance, along with the inscriptions "United States of America" and "Quarter Dollar." The letter P below the motto indicates that this particular coin was minted in Philadelphia. The 1987 Washington quarter minted in Philadelphia was struck with a copper-nickel-clad composition, consisting of an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel over a pure copper core. Each coin weighs 5.67 grams and has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters. These specifications make it durable for circulation while maintaining a classic look. Even though these coins were produced in large numbers, collectors focus on coins in finer grades like fine, very fine, and uncirculated, which are more difficult to find in pristine condition. Although the 1987 Washington quarter is not considered extremely rare, its value increases for collectors when the coin is in fine or uncirculated condition. Coins with minimal wear, clear detail on the eagle and Washington's portrait, and no scratches or blemishes can command higher prices. Additionally, Philadelphia minted coins sometimes have minor die variations that appeal to numismatists who specialize in error coins or subtle differences in coin production. As of today's market, a 1987 Washington quarter with a P mint mark in fine condition generally sells for about $1 to $3, depending on the dealer or marketplace. However, coins in higher grades such as extremely fine or uncirculated can fetch $5 to $15 or more. While this may not seem significant compared to older rare coins, it's important to remember that many collectors enjoy the hobby for the thrill of completing a set and preserving history, rather than just for monetary gain. If you're looking to add a 1987 Philadelphia Washington quarter to your collection, focus on coins with minimal wear, strong details on both the obverse and reverse, and no major scratches or discoloration. Proper storage in coin holders, albums, or protective flips will help maintain the coin's condition and long-term value. For beginners, collecting quarters by year and mint mark is a great way to build a foundational U.S. coin collection without breaking the bank. Even though it's a modern coin, the 1987 Washington quarter represents a snapshot of American history during the late 20th century. Coins from this era reflect the country's economy, minting practices, and continued reverence for national symbols like George Washington. For historians and numismatists alike, coins like this are not just money, they're miniature artifacts that tell a story about the people, culture, and values of the time. Here's a fun fact for collectors. The 1987 Washington quarter does not have any major recognized mint errors like doubled dies or off-center strikes, making it a reliable coin for standard collection purposes. Yet, for those who enjoy hunting for small variations, examining the details on the eagle's feathers, the spacing of the letters, and the sharpness of Washington's profile can still be a rewarding challenge. Even a coin that looks ordinary to the eye can hold hidden surprises for a keen collector. In conclusion, the 1987 Washington quarter with a Philadelphia mint mark may seem common at first glance, but it holds a special place in the world of coin collecting. From its historical significance and classic design to its collectible value in fine condition, this coin reminds us that every piece of currency has a story to tell. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1987 quarter, Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more fascinating insights into US coins. Share your collection stories in the comments below. We'd love to hear what coins you're hunting for next. Thanks for watching.